Heading into Week 18 of the NFL season, there is a lot to break down. So first of all, as of now in the NFC, 49ers who have a 12-4 record, and they've actually clinched the 1 seed. They clinched the 1 seed, and that's by nature. They're 12-4, Edwin are 11-5, and they're the tiebreaker over Edwin. The Eagles and Cowboys head-to-head, and the Lions based on conference record. Next up is the Cowboys, who are 11-5, and then you have the Lions, who are 11-5. But remember that the Dallas Cowboys have the head-to-head advantage here. Now, can the Lions still get the 2 seed? They can. It's very complicated. They have, because they do win the NFC North. They do have that going for them. And the Cowboys also control their own destiny. Beat the Commanders.
Who do they play, the Cowboys?
The Commanders.
Oh.
So,
They should win the division.
yeah, they should. And then you have
The
the
Cowboys are more likely to beat the Commanders than Philadelphia beat the Giants, too.
that is also true. The Buccaneers lost that prevents them from clinching the division. You have the Eagles at the 5 seed who are 11-5. The Rams are 9-7, and then you have the Seahawks the final spot. And notice you have the Cowboys who clinched the playoff spot. Eagles clinched the playoff spot. Rams clinched the playoff spot. Buccaneers control their own destiny to the South. If they lose to the Panthers, however, it's going to be either the Falcons or Saints. The Buccaneers is a must-win game, but it's the Carolina Panthers. So if the Buccaneers can't beat the Carolina Panthers, then they don't deserve to win the title. And neither do our Eagles. Despite that, you have the Packers now at 8-8, and they're the team that controls their own destiny. Saints are still alive in it at 8-8. Get the wild card spot. The Packers lose, so they're still alive to get that. 7-9, and Falcons. Falcons can't and clinch the division if they can beat New Orleans and Tampa, Carolina. And honestly, with the way I see this finishing out, with the Rams and 49ers have nothing to play for, finished 13-4. Cowboys finished 12-5. Lions, the Vikings. If the Vikings couldn't beat the Packers at home, don't see the Vikings winning here. So the Lions will go 12-5. Buccaneers, they finished 9. Eagles will finish 11-6. I'm going to actually have them lose to the Giants because I just don't see them winning at this point. The LA Rams, I see them going 9-8 on the season. I see the Seahawks going 9-8. This should be an easy win. But I see the Packers going 9-8. And the Packers control the tiebreaker over the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks lost control of their own destiny when they lost that game to the Steelers, no matter who won that game. The Saints, they play in New Orleans. I'll say that they win, and the Falcons finish 7-10 again. Vikings, they finish 7-10, and then you have the eliminated teams. So Bears, Giants, Commanders, Cardinals, the eliminated teams. The Bears got eliminated in Week 17, Giants in Week 16, Commanders and Cardinals in Week 15, and the Panthers got out in Week 13 of the NFL playoffs. Just to give you some perspective, and yeah. Pretty much what happened this week was, despite the Rams, realistically. AFC, you have the Ravens, who clinched the 1 seed, and they're 13-3. And as of now, you have against the Bills for control of the AFC South, but they have clinched at least a wild card spot. You have the Chiefs locking up the 3 seed, and you have the Jaguars at the Cleveland Browns. They're locked into the 5 seed, an 11-5 record. Have the Bills at 10, and then the Colts are the 9-17 that makes it in. And at this point, when you're on the fence, I think it's Texans and then Steelers in that order. But they did go head to head, so who won that game? Blue blowout as of the Houston football team. So in the NFC, 11 teams fighting for a spot. In the AFC, you only got 9. And, there were only, in the NFC, you have 5 teams lock up spots. In the AFC, you only have 4 teams that locked up a spot. So, it's going to be a lot more competitive in the AFC this year. And the reason why it's going to be a lot more competitive in the AFC this year is because you have, more teams, you have fewer teams fighting for more spots. More teams are going to win out here. Just give me a second. Camera is not going to be refocusing, so gotta get my phone. Now, in the oh my god. My God. Please don't leave. I'm gonna get this fixed. Blurry. Don't know why that was so hard. So, yeah, the Chiefs win. That knocked Bengals and Broncos out. The Raiders loss kicked them out. So a lot of teams in the AFC getting out. Was there another team that got out? Week 17? I don't think so, because the Chargers got out week 16. Titans got out week 15. The Jets got out week 15. And the Patriots got out week 14. So, again, what you can clearly see here is that you have more than half the teams who are fighting for it are going to get it. But how? Because you have the AFC attention, and we'll go to the AFC in a little bit, and it's Bills vs. Dolphins. This will be the Sunday night football game. Sunday night football is going to be the AFC East. The Dolphins are guaranteed to a playoff run. Bills will miss if they lose and Pittsburgh and Jacksonville win. If they lose and Pittsburgh and Jacksonville wins, which, by the way, I project because I feel like the Ravens are going to rest some starters. 7 and the Ravens to finish 13-4. And I predicted the Dolphins are going to beat the Bills. I think the Bills are in a good chance to make the playoffs. I'm just saying that based on my individual scenarios, they don't get in, despite being 10-7. Colts are gonna finish. I think that they're going to get a win on Saturday Night Football against the Texans. So they'll be good. Chiefs, I think, are going to finish 10-7 because they have no real reason to fight for. Jags, I think, are going to win, so they'll be 10-7. And if the Jags win, they get AFC South. So you have Jaguars versus Colts. But if the Jaguars lose, it's going to come down to that Texans versus Colts game. But Jaguars win, that won't matter, though. Who gets that playoff spot? It probably will. And yeah, for the wild card spots, for wild card, it truly at this point still is. You have Jaguars, Colts, Steelers, and Bills. Because the Jaguars could still get. They're still in a wild card race. Whereas here, between the Saints, Seahawks, Vikings, Packers, South, between Bucks, Falcons, and Saints. Remember, the Falcons versus Saints winner is going to matter if the Bucks get the upset, if the Bucks lose in an upset. For the East, it's going to be Cowboys versus Eagles. And that's really that. Again, a lot of similarities. The West and the North. In both cases, the West and the North are locked up. Bitter battle. The AFC, it's going to be between the two teams. That's why they get Sunday Night Football. They are not going to be getting that advantage. So the Eagles have to hope that the Commanders can snap their 7-game losing streak against the Cowboys. It's not realistic. The to be the favorites, but the other two teams are still in the running. The only difference is that in the AFC playoff picture, and it does bring me to a few points, but looking at the time as of filming this, it's 11:49 p.m. New Year's Eve. This video is not going to be uploaded until New Year's. So, yeah.